3:15 a.m. In the dead of night, when the world itself seemed to be holding its breath, Sujin was jolted awake. It wasn't an alarm. It was a smell, an unnatural scent that stabbed at her senses, a grotesque mix of metallic blood and cloyingly sweet baby powder. She forced her heavy eyelids open, a cold sweat chilling her skin and soaking the sheets. The bed was a king, yet she felt a suffocating pressure, as if the walls were closing in. One side of the mattress was weighed down, heavy and sunken. Her husband, Minsik, was breathing evenly beside her, so what was this dead weight at the foot of their bed? Slowly, so slowly, Sujin's eyes drifted through the darkness toward the edge of the mattress. And there, she saw something that would be burned into her memory for the rest of her life. A human figure was standing there in the shadows. A familiar silhouette. It was her sister-in-law, Ha-young. Like a phantom, she stood silently, stroking the soles of her sleeping brother's feet. Her touch was chillingly slow, deliberate, almost worshipful, like a new mother caressing her infant. She tenderly massaged each of Minsik's toes. As a scream began to form in Sujin's throat, Ha-young's head snapped toward her with a mechanical jerk. In the darkness, her eyes gleamed as she brought a single finger to her lips and whispered, "Shoo. You'll wake our baby." There was no embarrassment in her voice, no surprise. Only the stern warning of a mother, protecting her child from being disturbed. This bizarre and terrifying nightmare began exactly 6 months earlier, on a beautiful spring day. The Minsik that Sujin knew was a perfect man. Ivy League education, a great job, and a gentle heart. His only flaw, if you could call it that, was a strange habit before every decision: "Hang on, let me ask my sister first." This disturbing bond was on full display during the Sangjianrai, the formal meeting where both families give their blessing to the marriage. In that solemn room, Ha-young adjusted Minsik's tie and began to sob uncontrollably, like a mother sending her only son off to war. At the time, Sujin dismissed it as an unusually close sibling relationship. They'd lost their parents young, she reasoned, trying to silence the alarm bells in her head. She had no idea she was ignoring the warning signs at the very gates of hell. The moment they were married, Ha-young's presence seeped into every corner of their home. It started with the front door passcode, shared under the guise of dropping off side dishes. But it wasn't kindness, it was the beginning of control. Sujin would come home from work to find containers in the fridge slightly rearranged, or the laundry sheet folded stacked in a different order. But the most chilling discovery happened in the master bedroom. Deep inside her underwear drawer, Sujin found a single, long strand of Ha-young's hair. When she confronted Minsik, his answer was always the same. "She came over because she worries about us. What's the big deal? Aren't you being a little too sensitive?" In Minsik's world, Ha-young was a devoted saint, and Sujin was becoming the paranoid, ungrateful wife. Ha-young's invasions grew bolder. In fact, they became blatant displays of dominance. One evening, Sujin came home early and found an unfamiliar pair of shoes at the entrance. She crept toward the bedroom and opened the door to find Ha-young sitting at her vanity. What isolated Sujin the most was her own husband's behavior. Far from putting a stop to this twisted dynamic, Minsik seemed to subtly enjoy it. Whenever Sujin broke down, he would put on his most tormented expression and say, "You know, she sacrificed her life for me. She never even got married because she had to raise me after our parents died. She's just lonely. Please, try to understand." He painted himself as the noble product of his sister's sacrifice, burying Sujin under a mountain of guilt. Slowly, Sujin began to doubt her own sanity. Was she the evil one? Was she just jealous of their tragic, beautiful bond? In the thick fog of his gaslighting, Sujin's spirit was beginning to wither and die. But doubt turned to certainty one weekend afternoon. Minsik went in to take a shower, leaving the bathroom door open just a crack. Through the gap, Over the sound of running water, Sujin heard a conversation. "Is the water temperature okay, honey?" It was Ha-young, standing right outside the door. And from inside the shower, Min-sik replied casually, "Yeah, it's perfect. Hey, that new body wash you bought me smells amazing." The conversation was so mundane, so disturbingly normal for them. Sujin felt her blood run cold. This wasn't just a close sibling relationship. This was something else. Something sticky, and foul, and intimate in a way that left absolutely no room for a wife. The final, undeniable truth was waiting for her in the car's dashcam footage. A few days earlier, Min-sik had said he was taking Ha-young to the grocery store. In the video, they were holding hands, fingers intertwined, as he drove. And their conversation stopped Sujin's heart. "That bitch Sujin," Ha-young's cold voice said. "She gave you a dirty look this morning, didn't she? You want me to take care of her?" Min-sik just chuckled. "Yeah," he replied, "put her in her place. So she won't dare step out of line again. You're the only one who really gets me, sis." It was a devastating blow. Min-sik wasn't a weak, indecisive victim. He was the monster, using his sister like an attack dog to torment his own wife, satisfying his cruel urges while hiding behind her. Knowing everything, Sujin decided she was done being a victim. On the day of the Jessa, a solemn family ceremony honoring their ancestors, she began to deliberately provoke Ha-young. "You know," Sujin said calmly, "Min-sik has been having trouble sleeping lately. I think he finds it stressful when you visit so often." Ha-young's face turned purple with rage. Unable to control herself, she grabbed a bowl of boiling hot soup to throw at Sujin. "How dare you," she screamed. As the bowl flew through the air, Sujin didn't flinch. She simply hit record on her phone. The house erupted into chaos. Hot liquid splashed across the floor, the sound of shattering ceramic echoing off the walls. But in that moment, it wasn't Ha-young's insanity that shocked Sujin. It was Min-sik's cowardice. As his wife was about to be scalded, Min-sik did nothing to stop his sister. He just backed into a corner, curled into a ball like a frightened child, and whimpered, "Sis, please stop, you're scaring me." A grown man of 34, regressing to infancy in the face of his sister's rage instead of protecting his wife. And that's when Sujin finally understood. Min-sik hadn't failed to grow up, he had chosen to remain Ha-young's doll. He had absolutely no desire to escape this twisted relationship, he reveled in the comfort and lack of responsibility it provided. And on his tablet, which Sujin had grabbed on her way out, she found all the proof she needed. In a folder labeled Parenting Diary. With trembling hands, she opened the folder. Inside were photos that defied imagination, neatly organized by date. Pictures of Ha-young bathing a fully grown Min-sik in the bathtub. Pictures of her spoon-feeding him at the dinner table. There was even a photo of him lying with his head in her lap, playfully sucking on a baby bottle. This wasn't a collection of memories. It was the chronicle of a sick symbiosis, a record of a rotten umbilical cord that had never been cut. Sujin felt a wave of nausea as she packed her bags. Behind her, she could hear Ha-young's furious screams and Min-sik's pathetic sobs, but she didn't look back. She just ran, escaping that house of horrors for good. During the divorce proceedings, Sujin listened to a single voicemail from an unknown number. It was Min-sik. "Honey, my sister isn't mad anymore. She promised she'll be nice now. Please come back, we can make it work, the three of us. Okay?" Swallowing the disgust that rose in her throat, Sujin blocked his number forever. And the final scene? A darkened apartment. An empty living room. Min-sik is lying peacefully with his head in Ha-young's lap. With a familiar, practiced motion, she cleans his ears, whispering softly. See? What did I tell you? That woman never loved you. The only person who will ever be there for my Minseek is his big sister. And in the darkness, the faint scraping sound from the ear pick grows louder, like an insect burrowing into his brain, as their two shadows melt and become one.